Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Bio. So I want to talk to you a little bit today about TRX. That's total resistance exercise. A lot of people think that, to build muscle mass, that you have to use massive amounts of plates and weight, barbells and dumbbells. That's really not the case. What you need is resistance, and you need time under tension with your muscles. That means that when you're flexing a muscle, the amount of tension that's placed on the muscle, the amount of force that's placed on the muscle, challenge the muscle fibers to tear so that you can rebuild. You also need a lot of nutrition and the right supplementation and food intake in order for the muscles to grow. So I'm just going to show you a few exercises with the TRX that really put your muscles under tension, have a massive amount of resistance using your own body weight, using the suspension trainer with the TRX. So let's get to it.
The next time you're frightened in the dark, don't scream.
They gotcha, living in fear. 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 What's real and what's fake? So many shootings, we afraid in almost every state. You see the timeline of mass shootings in USA today. Why the big ones happen in presidential debates during voting season after an election race. Let's get it straight. The news spews bad news to confuse your amygdala. And it's true, you think it is, huh? They make a movie and make you afraid. The way fake news shock you today. Bleed leads and tragedy pays. And crisis actors in the charade. How far elite powers will go. Kill a few people as false flags and show footage of terror that don't exist on some old wag the dog type of shit. They gotcha, living in fear. 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 Tragedy after tragedy after tragedy. How many tragedies do we have to see? How can we stimulate economy when people afraid to buy coffee and tea? And often we see another crazed shooter shooting up another schooler. Tutor space, a place of worship. Worse, a gun legally purchased. Why most of them in California? Is it Hollywood-style performers? Shooters loaded up like a Nazi, spraying up the place, going out kamikaze. Hundreds of shootings since the 60s. Did television assist in these tricky situations and negative slayings? It don't seem kosher that 6 corporations run every news station. I'm just saying. They gotcha, living in fear. 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 Nowadays, bloggers and YouTubers you thought was stupid see more hoaxes, more scrutinous on how the news is fooling us. Nothing new under the moon and sun. We see evidence of fake blood and fake guns. Pre-tape crisis scenes, extras on the run. Guess it makes drama extra fun. Fear false events appearing real. Distract you from your nearest deal. While you're getting taxed for meals, we live in circles. Now, I'm not going to say that it's easy to really challenge your muscles in the correct way using the TRX, but I will say that it is simple. It's just a simple, direct path. The first thing you have to understand is that when you're using it, you have to keep your rep range to where it's challenging at a low rep range. So let's say if you're doing, if you can do 6 to 12 reps and you're failing after the 12th rep or before the 12th rep, then you know that you're building muscle. That's simple. The challenging part is that people don't know necessarily the right positions with the TRX in order to get that kind of demand on the muscle, which is what I'm going to show you now. Basically, a lot of it has to do with positioning your body correctly and extending the hold and the contraction, especially on the eccentric level, which is the negative, in order for you to get the contraction on the muscle. Sometimes whack rappers just gotta go. It's just existence, life and death. 30% of the people love life and fear death. Another 30% prefer death and avoid life. And another 30% fear both life and death. The wise leader knows that everything comes and goes. The wise leader exists without either love and death or fear and death. This freedom keeps the leader safe from harm.
Buckshot through the speaker. Understand the point that you at. Buckshot through the speaker. Understand the point that you at. Buckshot through the speaker. Understand the point that you at. Buckshot through the speaker.
Why does man kill? Why my hands feel heavy like I'm holding iron and steel? Revealing what happens when you're always real. Unbreakable, unshakable, unmistakable skill. Boxing with demons, dodging their ills. Purified my swiftness, got them on their heels. My word thrashes and lashes and burning ashes and blasting them back. Standing at my last bastion, have them up against the ropes. Gasping for hope, my quotes and messages for the poor and broke. I'm no joke, when smoke settles, I'm dope. Floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee. Ain't another MC out here thinking like me. And if you take me lightly, you're likely to see what it's like face down, floating in the sea of your own blood, sweat, tears, and pee.
Buckshot through the speaker. Understand the point that you at. Buckshot through the speaker. Understand the point that you at. Buckshot through the speaker. Understand the point that you at. Buckshot through the speaker.
Why I gotta fight when I just wanna write? Society ain't right, so I just shine my light. The public dumbed down and I was born bright. Y'all gon' live in fear and I'm just gon' give a fight. Grab a Iron Mike and Mike Tyson you up. Box your brain till you wax up, cause just give up. Living up to my potential, leave you in a stencil. I'm the champ, you'll never be this influential. This ain't about rap, it's about my mental. I fuck you up with a freestyle, pen or pencil. Over instrumentals or acapella over lobster. Too many hip-hoppers thinking that they mobsters. Masterminding over wine and passing time. Outlining engineering your massive decline. Punch your head like Ice-T and surviving the game. Capture you, torture you, now you're surviving in pain.
Buckshot through the speaker. Understand the point that you at. Buckshot through the speaker. Understand the point that you at. Buckshot through the speaker. Understand the point that you at. Buckshot through the speaker.
Why would evil win when all I do is grin? We all watching news and believe in men. Deceiving men think they gotta win. And a lot of men plotting solemnly sipping gin. Betting millions on Mayweather bouts. This game ain't made for whoever doubts. To get to the top, yeah, it's so many routes. At the pinnacle, I make it rain and wash them out. If you wanna see Supreme B, come see me. I resurrect stars and make Mars look 3D. Got so many bars, don't think I'm Manhattan elite. You eat what you kill, but you ain't got. And your metabolic rate is very high. You burn a lot of calories. And the beautiful thing is you're working your mind with TRX. So you have to be focused, stay in one spot. Instead of walking around the gym, taking a minute or two, going all these different exercises, you can keep your heart rate up, hit different body parts, the same piece of equipment. And look, as a result, you add that to good nutrition, good supplementation, and you grow that muscle all the way.